Good afternoon. We are presumed to be live with the start logo on the screen, but a poll's gone up. There has been major delay because of the thunder and lightning storms up in Sweden, and they're waving arms on the sideline. And they continue to wave, but they continue to play. Whistles are blowing. Somebody should walk into the middle of the field. And they're going to have to pull again because they started early. So that gives us a chance to have a more proper introduction here. Welcome once again. European Ultimate Club Season 2024. As you see on screen, Summer Tour Malmö, Sweden. It's actually just up the road in Lund. There were some field issues there. Then some weather issues here. There seem to be some communication issues already kicking off on the field. We have the Open Finals ready to go. Ranelagh from Dublin taking on KFUM Örebro. That is the city name. Örebro Frisbee. Ranelagh have moved their way through this tournament undefeated, unscathed. 5 wins, 0 losses, plus 17 on the day. Excellent spirit score ratings as well to go with it. 12.5. Rain picks up again. Ranelagh, where there's been some discussion about the fact that no matter what they do, unless they're ripping limbs off of opponents, they may not be improving their ranking. And so the only way, not the only way, but one assured way to get themselves into the EUCF would be to get that wild card ticket that is on offer here at the Summer Tour. Of course, for KFUM, they've made their way to the final here. That could be their only way in. They are well down the ranking chart. The expected score here, 15-8, 7.8. But if I go down and down and down, I will find KFUM on this ranking somewhere in the 30s, 33rd, taking on Ranelagh, who are in the 7th spot. So any fine showing would still do them well. They are going to take this possession from and say that the poll was legit and kick things off now at 2:41, as though that happened as per regular timing. I did mention that KFU Ranelagh have great spirit scores, turnover there. KFUM not so much, where they were subject of a spirit timeout against Hardfish, and they're coming in with an 8.25, the lowest spirit score of the tournament. Roy Kyo goes up line. And from the sideline, inbounding throw. And again, across the field, that's Louis Stewart to McNulty. McNulty breaks inside with a backhand, and the throw to goal. We see arms going up. That will indicate, as much as we need to know, a goal. Maybe not as much. Would love to know who the goal scorer was. But for now, a goal is a very good start after a few hours of delay and uncertainty. Of course, you'll see in the background there, red and white uniforms. That is Seagulls taking on Atletico. Atletico ripped through this tournament as well, destroying everybody in their path pretty much. They have gone 5-0, plus 28. Their spirit score not incredible, not the best one on the sheet, actually the lowest. Taking on Seagulls, who went 3-2, as did Dublin Gravity, as did Smog. They had a little triangle there, beating each other. Seagulls with the best point differential, a plus 22 compared to the plus 15 or plus 12 of Smog and Gravity. They earned their chance into the final. However, they need to beat the dominant Atletico, who's not likely or almost not certainly to go to EUCF, even though they'll win this ticket. They're going to forfeit it one way or the other because they don't have enough games played, so they'll forfeit it that way. Seagulls could sneak in via their ranking, though they're going to work their way up. That is for sure. They are in the 20 spot. Here's a shot by KFUM, and that one sticks to the hands. KFUM's second offensive possession counts for a goal, 1-1. And I'll just go back to the storyline on the other field. Seagulls, yeah, maybe they can chip their way in, but these are their last results that will be applied. There's that goal. And their team mentality has got to be win this game and we're in. They have the only chance in the women's division to take the wild card from this tournament now, knowing that Atletico won't go. Smog and Gravity missed out. They're both playing from out of the rankings. Sorry, Smog is currently in the 16 in the potential bid spot. So lots of circumstance. You see a red goal there. That's Atletico. So not sure exactly the score, but Atletico at least have one on the board. We can tell you that much. Looks like Essie Ikinen with the goal. KFUM send the pole. Picked up by the hooded Corcoran. And weather not exceptional. Yesterday, sunny and beautiful. Today, gray and wet. I'm not there. Lovely where I'm at. Stephen Jones goes to Corcoran. Ranelagh. That one from Lawler. And now to Campbell. Jones back to Campbell. Campbell goes the inside route, takes Reed. And Reed throws a riser to Jones before he lasers one through the guts. Campbell. Dump space, Corcoran. Campbell. Corcoran. How about this KFUM defense staying with a lag poach? In fact, they're just staying in a zone. It is, yes, the right wing of the front row. Seem to be in a bit of a lazy position, but they are moving well. They are adapting. They're staying in their zone. It is an arrowhead, but it's very interesting when they get to that far sideline. How the far side of the front row pushes up line as Ranelagh continue to make completions. Corcoran to McCreary. McCreary opting not for the uniform shirt, but opting once again for the blade as he did in last game. McCreary gets a blade to count as an assist. And Ranelagh go up 2-1. Let's have another look at this cutter. So the score is 2-1 2-1 for Ranelagh. And Rory Keogh sends the pull. And that one goes out of bounds. It will come into the brick mark. Now tell me, is it KFUM or is it KFUM?
KFUM.
I think I discussed this at indoors, and I believe I remember it's KFUM, which is kind of like the YMCA of Sweden. KFUM, KFUM, and their very small numbers move their way up the field. Bounce to the far sideline. There we go. Adensmeier. He goes to Bergholm. Bergholm, the stat leader of the tournament, but will get himself a turnover there. Bergholm, 15 assists and 6 goals, just for the record. And at least 1 turnover. Smurf, the man known as Smurf, Sam Murphy, gives and gets. Keogh gives and goes. Murphy, easy one, but it did have a little bit of an elevator shaft on the disc. It was moving up and down in full flight there. In for the goal. Another break. 3-1 Ranelagh. Will they give us their best performance of the weekend on this, the finals day? If pointing to grass is any indication, then yes. KFUM take the timeout, recognizing the urgency of what's at stake here in their home country. Of course, we mentioned Ludwig Jordan Bergholm, the stats leader. His teammate Adensmeier, also in the upper echelon of scoring with 7 assists and 11 goals. That's right, 7-11. While Ranelagh have Shane Corcoran and Josh Reed cracking into that upper echelon of mentionees. But for now, it is Lawson. Goes back to Arnsmeier, the aforementioned. Arnsmeier gives and goes and gets it again. Now shovels it forward. Arnsmeier's on the move. Does not like this Ranelagh zone. Larson spins around. High release backhand gains great meters. Now Sved. Sved goes inside. Takes Bergholm. Another one through the middle. Blomgren. To Larson. KFUM goes back. High take there by Sved. And then Halderson. Biting. Long possession for KFUM. Ranelagh zone making things tricky. Moving backwards are KFUM, and the sun seems to be out. Or at least showing its face. Biting. Far sideline, Larson. Still no end zone love, but they continue to work it. Halderson takes the mega dump. Loads up the scuba, but puts it away. And Halderson shovels it forward. Sayed. And there's the turn, the long possession. Many throws get the throw count up, and as Davide Mori would tell you, the mistake is coming. And there it came. Now McNulty and friends go the other way for Ranelagh. Kyo gets it front center of the end zone, tries to wind up a backhand, but too much throwing traffic there. Kyo has to zip it out on a high stall count. Done. To McNulty to Kyo with a bit on the hip. Now Kyo winds up and gets that one gobbled up. Fed, the 23-year-old. A lot of these KFUMers, very young team. I remember that indoors. They may have a few more additions here. Of course they would for an outdoor team. Bigger roster, more players on the field. But globally speaking, a youth-based team. And another mistake out of KFUM. They will get it again, will Ranelagh, and this time more favorable field position inside the attacking half. McNulty. Inside forehand for Kyo. The double wraparound goes to McNulty. And Kyo looking to fill the space. Breaks some ankles there. Loses his defender. Defensive switch. And Kyo goes to McNulty. Immediately puts one in hot to Doyle. Doyle inside. Now to Kyo. On the doorstep, and he shovels one forward. Ranelagh 4-1. They are firing on all cylinders to start things off in this open final. Looks like the goal scorer there, Max Hodes. There's Ranelagh take their hydration seriously. Quintero set to pull for the Dubliners. And collected at the back of the end zone. Irene gets a touch. Nice swerving upline cut. Another upline. And they are really using that upline. Get one there to Halderson. Now back, Bergholm. He goes around. Angagad. Bergholm. Right into the middle, and Riser, but somehow hooks the thumb inside of it. Did they need that one or what? Well, they've got it. KFUM, Örebro on the board again. That one, Aaron Riley does a great job of handling a hot one thrown above the head. Throw came from Anders Haldorsson. And that'll make it 2-4. And Ranelagh put their O-line back in the field. You see Stefan Angegård there in the number 1 shorts. Coaching. He's been part of that club for many, many years. I forget the number, but that club has been in existence for a very long time. Of course, saw Stefan coaching at indoors last year, but saw him playing, and he's still got it. Saw him playing at the World Great Grand Masters Beach Ultimate Club Championships in Sardinia last year. We suspect he'll be back this year in Portugal. No scoreboard in sight on the far field, so no update available. My guess is Atletico's up, but that is really just a little stab in the dark. Oh, hey, there we go. Scoreboard 6-2. Well, the fact that White are set to pull and we saw one score earlier still gives me an indication that it's Atletico that's up, but it's still a little bit of a guess. I mean, a lot of a guess, but using some reasonable deduction to make that guess. That one floated up, left in the corner for Corcoran to run into. He windmills the arm around in the pivot and then finds Lawler to shovel it into. A little chat after the throw. And Stefan Angagad comes in to join the chat. Maybe it had something to do with the contact from the windmill. Who knows? But anyway, you slice it. 5-2 to Ranelagh. There's the pull. And that one will be caught by Angagad. Bergholm. Angagad goes to Halderson. Some spectators not respecting the 3-meter line there. Hammer. And goes for naught. Byrene can't get there, so McNulty will have a chance to get there and pick it up. Dare McNulty throws the inbounder. It's Louis Stewart who goes back to McNulty. Wanted the break backhand, calls the foul from the contact by Byrene. Byrene puts his arms up like, what do you mean I fouled you? How could I have fouled you? I was totally stationary. I was like a statue. I don't move. And then the replay shows him moving. Byrene, one of the veterans of the team, 37-year-old, approximately 20 years of ultimate experience. And his sporting hero, Stefan Angagad, the coach on the sideline. Float and knocked away and somehow right into the hands of Ranelagh. That was Tuig who picked that one up off of the spike. Catch your D's. But that spike seemed like it was going to work. It should have worked. Layout into the end zone. I think the feet were still connected to the field. And then floats over top. That one I thought touched the ground. But they're still playing on. McNulty. Heck of a layout. No two ways about that much. Brunswick. Motioned for the backhand. Realized he traveled and put his foot back. Then goes, wow, another layout there. Goes all the way across the field. McCarthy, 2 hands on it. And then they're finally in. Louis Stewart gets the goods. A whole slew of bodies flying from the Irish on that one. 6-2 the scoreline, and one speculative one where I was not quite sure the entire lip of that disc stayed off the ground. There it is. Ooh, speculative still. What do you think back at home? Did he make it? Very, very close. They played on. Nobody questioned it. Just me. And, of course, my opinion counts for naught. But I call them like I see them. Well, that's always been the way. And I saw that one as being very close. I believe if I was on the field and saw that from the same angle or perspective, I would have been questioning it at least. Angagad and KFUM down by a quad, trying to get their way back into this. Byrene to Angagad. Blammer, which is, of course, a blade hammer to Blomgren. Irene hammers, gets Angegood. They get their indoor mojo cooking now, and with it, they find the end zone. Ansmeyer is there to collect. 3-6. Ranelagh still with a healthy lead. Stephen Jones goes to center. McCreary finds center. Corcoran gets it again from Campbell. To Corcoran. Corcoran to Jones. Jones likes the Campbell cut. Is there a continuation? There seemed to have been, but it did close up. And a ambitious lead, but he knows what he's doing out there. Puts it into the right space. Trusts Corcoran's speed and separation and gets away with a goal. 7-3 to Ranelagh. Here's another look. I must admit, KFUM Örebro always gets me thinking of Oreos, as well as the band KMFDM, a kind of industrial, old school band. But Oreos, I saw a budget knockoff Oreo in France last week called Crackio. That made me laugh. That's KFUM. Get going the other way. Needing goals here. Bergholm goes back. Takes Askrut. And he goes to Bayern. Inside backhand. And pushing to the far side. Bergholm. Pops the little backhand up and over, maintaining that far sideline lane that they've been loving. Angegood finds another seam, staying far sideline. And flippers one, and the last throw demanded an extraordinary play by Reen through the body, but it was not enough. The throw too far, and even with the thrown body, they come up empty, and Ranelagh will have a chance to take half here. Now, as mentioned, 15-8 is the score that Ranelagh need to maintain their ranking because of the predicted matchup. They're on pace to do that and some. If KFUM don't pull the socks up. Smurf. Sam Murphy goes to Dean McCreary. Now Stephen Jones leads to Kyo. Kyo. No shovel into this tight space. Now he's going to want to find center. No, he'll just turn around and get the forehand around. And McCreary has a quick chat about the contact on the mark with Bergholm. Indicates the goal, and that makes it halftime. 8-3. Ranelagh pouring it on. I believe they are going to receive the disc to start the second half. Everything falling in their favor. The luck of the Irish comes out with a little bit of the rain, perhaps. Halftime here, European Ultimate Club season from Malmo Summer Tour. We're going to take a short break and be back with second half action. Welcome back. Second half. Finals from the summer tour. Ranelagh sticking it to KFUM Örebro after not really having the chance to stick it to many over the course of this tournament. Now they are getting it done. And they have indeed got the disc. Their biggest score differential was 14-9 over Arus. So otherwise they've been three. They get a 15-10 over Peru as well, but 5-point wins against teams that are supposed to have been blown out based on the almighty algorithm. But they have given a turnover to start the second half, so this could be the end of the luck of the Irish, and it's time for Sweden to claim home court. As you see again, Steege ambitiously looking for Josh Reed. No bid. He knew better than I. Halderson goes to Eck, and there is a call. Bergholm taps in. Going with the Joe White style hairband. headband. Bergholm gets it again. Halderson. Ooh, little hand on that one, wobbled through. Up line cut gets the shovel pass into the small space. Byrene comes back, takes the backhand. Halderson hangs onto that one and fires forward, does Anderson. Bergholm goes to Byrene. Byrene blade, and there's the indoor game. The Swedes break to open the second half, 4-8. Still down a quad. Eight 4, Ranelagh up on top of KFUM Örebro. Back corner and out of bounds. Maybe we can have a check-in on the score of the other game as this one comes to the brick mark. I'm not sure if that is a possibility. There we go, 10-5. Anything is possible. Don't ask, don't get is what I was told. So assumed that is for Atletico, as they have been dominating throughout the weekend. A shame that they will not likely be, certainly not be at EUCS, because they are very clearly a tidy outfit. Upline. Campbell. The lumbering shoulders of Campbell goes to McCreary. Ooh, sneaks one. Corcoran. McCreary. Back to Corcoran. McCreary tried to give an option to Jam in the jam hole, but they go Marmalade instead. But they are still staying to that far sideline. Steege, as he's known, Stephen Jones, goes to Corcoran. And they're loving the line, and why not when you can get a Dean McCreary 2-footed long jump into the corner for the goal. 9-4 Ranelagh, staying up by 5. Ranelagh set to pull. Angergold settles under. That's the better pull. He goes to Larson. Larson goes far sideline, and Angergold pulls out more of the indoor game. To Bergholm. Byrene. Angergold. Halderson. To Bergholm. And that one up line to Arnsmeyer. Arnsmeyer. To Byrene. He blades one, and well taken by Ludwig Jorman Bergholm. Back of the end zone. They took a page out of Ranelagh's book there and just used the far sideline, even with an expansive throw to finish. It's not the tactic most prescribed. Just using 5 meters of the pitch against the far sideline. It is not the easiest way of making a living. What a way to make a living. Just using those 5 meters. It is 9-5 the score. McCreary. Ooh, finds Shane Keenan. The door was closing, but it did not close quick enough. Reed quickly backhands to McCreary. And McCreary engages as Keenan comes back into the center. Keenan quick to deliver upfield. Corcoran right back to Keenan. Loving that corner and that sideline. Both teams, once again, Ranelagh use it effectively. And I think that was Lawler, Egan Lawler, who catches the goal and makes it 10-5, a effective double up on the Swedes. So if Ranelagh can win 5-3, they have bested the predicted score. 5-3 from this stage forward. They have done better than the predicted score. I would say they're in pretty good standing to get another couple breaks. If they can remember a little version of Ravi's head while they finish this game out, as he continues to remind you on the Ravi show, Ravi the human abacus Vasudevan. Every score counts, every point matters. Very true. Will they remember that, or will they get comfortable with a 10-5 lead, knowing that the championship is theirs, as is the wild card? Will they be comfortable, or will they be having everlasting thoughts of Ravi? Adam Larson with the disc, bringing it to the brick mark. Bergholm. Goes to the dump space. Eck airs it out. Smurf is going to eat that one up even if he doesn't catch his D. If you're going to spike it up the hill. He says no. Sam Murphy hears it from the crowd, and whatever they're saying, he was pretty happy about it. Here is Smurf again. Get that garbage out of here. Sam Murphy, the finals MVP, when Ranelagh dethroned Clapham for that title 2 years ago. He credits his chicken legs for his insane toe drags that kept him in. If he had bigger quads, they may have been dragging into the outbounds, is what he said. So, very modest man. Excellent budding commentator as well, Sam Murphy. Great analytical eye to the game. Keogh goes to Smurf. Smurf, expansive, crosses the field, not quite in, but great meters gained, and the next one works. And emphatic cheer by Callum McCarthy with the fist pump as he distributes to Max Hodes. And Ranelagh up 11-5. They're going to EUCF. Don't celebrate yet, though. But they're probably going to EUCF. KFUM, on the other hand, could spell the end, in fact, if they do get beat by a substantial margin. By the looks of things, they may just. And already playing from behind deep down in the rankings. And this being the last qualifying tournament of the year, this could be the end, but we'll find out more on the In and Out show tomorrow, the Ravi Vasudevan show. Timeout on the field, 11-5, Ranelagh over KFUM Örebro. We'll be back with more action after this. Back from timeout, 11-5, Ranelagh up and very much in the driver's seat here. Well, they are just outside of Malmö in a town called Lund in Sweden. I am bringing you the action from the south of France in Nice, where it is indeed nice. KFUM. Get it to Larson, 2 throws after the pull reception, and now Angergod. Waits the cut through, and then Byrene is found on the far sideline. Byrene. Flipper was faked there, put away. Biting. Ooh, and there it comes, but now there should be some space. Hans Meyer got that one, gets it again. Back to Bergholm. Bergholm goes to Angergod. Has ditched the underlayer, and that one goes through Bergholm's hands. The 21-year-old sees it to the ground. That's a turnover and another chance for Ranelagh to extend on this lead. Under comes immediately. Some good fighting in the dump space there. Doyle and Bergholm trying to work it out. Callum McCarthy with the disc. He goes to Doyle no matter what. Must have been a high stall count. But now Bergholm. When the cut stopped. Bergholm shovels backwards to Svein. Another youngster of just 23 years goes back to Angagad. Halderson to Angagad to Byrene, and they are in for the goal. 11-6. Now 5 goals down, and they'll put Ranelagh's O-line back on the field. Here's another look. Ooh, and another look. Yep, no need for a toe drag, but a toe tap. Very ensuring. That pull goes out of bounds. Just listening in on some of the sideline chants. Not sure if that's coming from Ranelagh or KFUM, but what's identified initially as a chant of Native American descent. You would have heard it in an Atlanta Braves game, the old Cleveland Indians. And so interesting that one has moved on to European soil. Right across the field, Dean McCreary goes to Campbell. McCreary. Campbell gives me Reinert vibes of Bad Skid fame. Just a big, there's the score on the other field, 13-6, likely for Atletico. Big reset handler, kind of always there, has a whole bag full of throws, kind of uses the conservative ones first, but always surprise you because he's got every throw. Can be liberal. That one goes through McCreary's hands as Steege tries to find him on crossing pattern. Wind up was put away. High over the shoulder throw to find Nanberg. Now Bergholm. Nanberg again, slip on the cut, but get up to receive is Joseph Moore. He wants more, he gets it again. Bergholm. Bergholm floats one, well taken. Robertson. Another 22-year-old. Bergholm with the disc. The Cobra Kai headband. We're talking original Karate Kid edition. Bergholm slides into that one. Looks for the backhand. more. Bergholm winds up, sends to the end zone. Looks like it's not gonna, should have worked. It did work. It looks like it was gonna work. Then that layout was incredible. It looked like it wasn't gonna work. And then I have to remind people to catch your D's even when you're doing incredible layouts like that. I don't know if he could have. But because he didn't, that one gets tipped up and right back in hands. Everything happened in that sequence. Great bid, but max it. And back of the end zone reception there for Philip Nanberg. Time for Slurpee. Scoreline's 11-7. Big break for KFUM. And as close as they've been in quite some time, 4-point deficit. Looks very likely that we are in a timeout here with this amount of coaching going on. So we'll take a short break and be right back with more action. In or Out coming up tomorrow, 8 p.m. The Ravi Show. He hasn't asked me to be on his show yet. I think it's because he wanted me to play more at Windmill, and he's still upset with me about that because Super Team destroyed his team. McCreary gets the under to stick lob to Jones. Jones to McCreary. Can the young Swedes break again? Around. It was really around. Corcoran to McCreary, back to Corcoran. Lawler goes to Corcoran. And the blade to the back corner. That'll work. And no more breaks in a row. They will not continue the run. 12-7 Ranelagh go up. Now, based on, again, the matchup potential, the predicted outcome, they can concede one more goal. Actually, I guess they can't. 17.8 or 7.8 is 7. If they have 8, they will lose ranking points only marginally on a victory if it ended up being 15-8. So they can still, they're going to very likely to ensure the wild card here. And they're going to be going no matter what, but they still want to protect a good seeding, ensure their ranking goes up. I guess the only way to do that now is 3 in a row. Ranelagh chance come raining down, and the pull hangs and falls in on the inside out backhand delivery. Angagot by Rain. Bergholm. Bergholm all alone. Smurf gets there late. Bergholm. Lark far sideline. Up line comes. Was defended, but found the right throwing lane for it. Angagot scoops over top, and Bergholm puts two hands up and collects that Eurodisc. 8-12. The algorithm will not be nice to Ranelagh, despite the high potential for them to win this one. Pull goes to Campbell from McCreary after the pickup. Leading throw. Gets Lawler. In McCreary. Throws it up line. Going to ground, but still collected. And McCreary gets. Corker and Squirrel cuts, but the around goes to Campbell. Campbell to McCreary. And they're happy to go backwards here because they've gone a big way. And another bid that the defense got a hand on, but still caught somehow. Corcoran maintains composure and keeps that one in possession for Ranelagh, and Campbell looks around saying that couldn't have been for me. Unable to launch those super broad shoulders into layout to give himself a chance. Wind up. Not that convincing it was going to go. Halderson now gets a big gainer. Late effort to steal by Corcoran, and the shot for goal taken for KFUM. Philip Nanberg. 9-12. That's a break? Perhaps not. Dirty hold. No, that is a break line on the field. Of course, all the action here in Europe attracting some American players. Paul Arders in the European club season this year, playing with the Mooncatchers. We're hoping to see that trend continue. Definitely some of Europe's finest players playing over in America. A handful, but two will be playing in the U.S. Open Finals today in the Women's and Open Division. Elliot Bonnet representing Truck Stop, the Frenchman, and Irena Scazzieri representing Fury, the Italian native. Excellent to see. Lawler to McCreary. McCreary makes Corcoran hit the deck, and he fakes. The game on the other field is over. Assumed Atletico win. Reed to McCreary. McCreary zaps it up and has Keenan. And great throwing lane presented with the defender not having eyes on, looking for a switch. And while they're trying to switch, a free cut from Josh Reed avails. 13-9. Ranelagh 2 away. 45 seconds away. Will we get to 15? Only KFUM could prevent that. Roy Keogh with the disc. Lining up alongside Micklem and McNulty. Set to pull. And not Rory's finest. Brick called. And Angagot needs McNulty. He goes around Byrene. Couldn't get his throws out. Bergholm goes to Harold Halderson. Ooh. Thought it was squeaked through, but because of all the congestion, it pops out, and Ranelagh will have a chance to take this to 14, making it a game to 15 if they are able to convert this break. Keogh asks for a layout from Micklem and gets it. And Murphy. To Keogh, right back to, well, it could have been to Murphy, but Micklem rises to the occasion, puts the feet down, and makes it a goal. It is a game to 15. It's 14-9. Very clearly stated, KFUM would need to hold and then break 5 in a row, thus scoring 6 in a row to be able to beat Ranelagh right now. So not looking likely. Anything can happen, but that would be something. Of course, maybe the greatest comeback I've ever seen was against Ranelagh when Clapham put 12 in a row on them. That was something at an elite invite, maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, in Bologna. So, I mean, it can happen. That was Clapham, not KFUM. But it was Ranelagh. And there's the poll. Could this be the final point, or will KFUM extend? Angagod brings it to the brick mark. It's fired. The Angagod. Bergholm. Halderson. Bergholm with the disc. He goes to Byrene. He wanted to go quick to Bergholm again, but he was covered up. Angagod. Byrene. Some space, some momentum on the doorstep now. Leads and gets a goal with the layout. KFUM take double digits, 10-14, and now Ranelagh will put their O-line on the field with a chance to seal the deal. So it was indeed the Tomahawk Chop, the Atlanta Braves song that Ranelagh was issuing as they cheer their team on. Interesting choice, I'll say. Stephen Jones wants to win the game, and he's put it deep, and the trailing edge layout does not connect. Those were arms out in airplane mode, setting up for that for Lawler. But as he tried to spin the hand around, did not get that trailing edge. And now it'll be KFUM. Can they extend? Now, there must have been some pivot or indication to throw early because he didn't walk it up to the goal line there. Byrene throws low. Robertson. Bergholm. All alone in the backfield. Halderson sends it. There's a chance, but Keenan breaks it up. And now a chance for the dirty hold still available to win the game for Ranelagh. Jones comes under. Jones, slightly more conservative this time, goes to Corcoran. Corcoran leads to Campbell. Campbell swipes off some options with the fake. McCreary goes to Keenan. Keenan around. Campbell, far sideline. Chance to win the game here. Wild card at stake. McCreary knows it, and he lays out. Campbell gets it back. Stephen Jones milks it in. Campbell to Jones is the finishing touch. And the emphatic spike by Stephen Jones sees them getting the wild card and negates all of the potential damaging scores from not blowing teams out at this tournament. They are going to EUCF. All of that will be officially confirmed on the Ravi show tomorrow, in or out, in and out. That happening at 8 p.m. Make sure you're tuned in for that. All the excitement from the open and women's division. Of course, some changes potentially made in the mix too from what was happening in Birmingham over the course of the weekend. And the news we're going to need in the women's division. What happened over there? What will officially be happening with Atletico? The speculations that they won't be able to go because they don't have enough qualifying games count, but that will become official tomorrow on the show, so make sure you're tuned in for that. Thank you very much for joining us here on EUF's broadcast of their summer tour, part of the European Ultimate Club season in 2024. It's been a pleasure to call the game for you. I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thank you for joining us, and we will catch you next time.